In a monastery in 1850s Austria, a botanist named Gregor Mendel thought he'd experiment by cross-fertilizing some little pea plants. His theories would become the basis for genetic engineering. But little did poor Gregor know that his discoveries were the start of a series of events that could potentially end the entire world.
What?
That's right. The discovery of genetics very well could be the first domino in the actual apocalypse.
I'm sorry?
Here's one delicious way it could happen. In 1994, scientists at Calgene get FDA approval on CGN 89564-2, the flavor saver number 5. Altering the plant's genetics caused this particular breed of tomato to maintain its juicy tomato-ness long after nature intended. But the world's marinara-colored glasses were shattered when the flavor saver went off the market a few years later. But if we were to continue our mission to create the super tomato, we could possibly end the world! And we've got a real scientist to prove it.
I'm Dr. Cindy Malone, Professor of Biology and Genetics at Cal State Northridge. Genetic engineering has made many advancements, and many scientists are trying to crack the code on a super tomato that can survive in harsh environments.
Some well-meaning scientist, let's call him Adam, could be hard at work at this very moment, developing the nefarious tomato that's going to kill us all.
There you go.
Thank you, Adam!
Keep doing science. So we will start with the tomato basil bruschetta, and I will have the BLT. And for the lady, the heirloom tomato salad.
Oh, except for mine, is there any way we could just hold the tomatoes? You know I don't really like tomatoes. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Sure it will, Eve.
These tomatoes, with their superior adaptations, could definitely wipe out all the other plants in the area they're growing.
Who's my favorite watermelon?
It's you.
These powerful tomato plants would muscle their way to the top of the food chain.
A knife? No. These plants cannot use weapons, but these GMO-powered super tomatoes could definitely steal nutrients and water from other plants.
So, after brutally killing off other plant species one by one, human beings would be forced to make their products with what's available. Tomatoes. Slather that on, Eve.
A super tomato with adaptations to survive in all environments on all continents, tomatoes would be everywhere.
Our specials tonight are tomato bisque, a tomato stuffed tomato, tomato tomato. We also have a tomato tomato, tomato tomato, and tomato tomato.
Do you have anything without tomatoes?
Tomato 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 tomato.
Thanks a lot, Gregor Mendel.
I'm sorry!
No, you're not.
With their evolutionary head start, tomato populations would be able to adapt and evolve, and over time, be able to grow anywhere and everywhere. Inevitably, human culture would become dominated by tomatoes.
Tomato vines everywhere! Europe is gone! It's in a sinkhole! We're probably...
But have you guys been noticing all these tomatoes? Ow, ow,
Oh my God,
I can't breathe.
These tomato vines would become so strong, growing in cracks in the cement, out of the sinks, any place they can find water, and over time, be able to grow anywhere and everywhere.
These greedy fruits would infiltrate our very homes.
Honey? I guess my meeting was canceled, but I found a bunch of tomatoes. Oh my God, you're so I was thinking maybe we'd spend the day together and we could... Eve! I thought you didn't like tomatoes!
We all had to learn to adapt, haven't we, Gavin?
Sorry.
We're in love.
No, no, no! Plants cannot crossbreed with humans.
Why not?
A million reasons. Plant pollen cannot fertilize a human egg.
Oh, bye, Gavin.
Oh, thank God.
This sucks.
But what could happen is the plants could become carnivorous. The sticky hairs they already have on their stems could adapt to become able to trap insects and maybe things that are larger.
Oh, this is worse! Bring back Gavin, please!
You did this to yourself, Adam.
Eventually, the world would be covered in vines and nothing else would grow. Biodiversity would cease to exist and food chains would collapse. Mankind as we know it would die.
Maybe you'd call it a tomato apocalypse?
Sure.
Yes. A tomato apocalypse. And Adam, the last man on Earth, forced to roam this tomatoey landscape of his own design. Before succumbing to the will of the plants. The world consumed by tomatoes.
That's dark.
But it could happen, right?
As improbable as it sounds, it is scientifically possible for super tomatoes to end the world as we know it.
You heard the scientist. Planet Earth will one day become a giant tomato.
Can I get my check?
What do you think, Gavin?
No way, Jose.
I'm done.
So there you have it. One of the many ways human beings could cause the apocalypse.
I'm sorry!
F*** you, Gregor.